back again. Can you hear me? Ruth Ann, you
Yes.
can?
Yes.
Okay. I can't see me on the screen. I don't know why not. It says stop video and I started, there it is.
There you
Now I
go.
started video and I'm gone. So I'll just stop it. Then you don't need to see my hair in a ponytail. All right. So how many of us are here? I saw 4 originally, but I think I was on here twice.
I'm not sure. Let's see. I see 3, but that's
Yeah.
counting JJ, and I haven't heard her yet.
Yeah, I see her picture. Looks like on a magazine. Well, I have a question for you since we're waiting for everybody else to jump on. Do you have a moment?
Okay. Sure.
So you're a lender
Right.
and you'll do different things. I just found a contractor that went bust. He's got 3 homes framed in. One is 90% complete and the other 2 are 55%. And it's in a development and there's a separate lot that doesn't have anything done at all. It is gated and fenced, but he's run out of money. And I'd love to assign it to a buyer, but I need money. I need to know I could do an assignment. I was even thinking of looking for a contractor to finish.
What about Paul?
Paul
Brasinia, or how do you pronounce his last name?
I'm not
Our
sure.
GC, our general contractor.
Oh, yes. Out of Rugged Contracting. I've got his
Right.
number written down. I just pulled it. And I could ask him if he wants to do that.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Look at it and tell me what it might. I mean, I might be willing if I can get the subs together, or if Paul can, if we could take it on as a partnership and I could, that would be fabulous. I mean, I hate to see this place go completely in the tank. It is listed, but it's with my company. And the one big home is $1.2 million without being finished. They're all 5-acre sites. And the one big home is beautiful. I mean, it's 4,700 square feet.
That
So,
sounds like something I would trust Paul with.
okay, good to hear. Well, I'll venture to talk with him this week. I meant to try and get a hold of him, and I'm not really sure how I want to do this, but it's not far away from me. It's something I can put my eyes on every day. I might have a buyer for one of the homes. That was the impetus. And then I realized it wasn't done. And this guy would finish it, but he said, I'm not taking on the whole project, Evan. It's like a monster, there's a huge home involved. There's a gated community. It's not finished. It's not paved. It is rock roll. The roads are hard. They'll survive probably a winter, but the homes won't.
Right.
There's drywall sitting on the floor in stacks. That's not going to make it. So I've got to find somebody that'll look at it with me. So I might take Paul over.
I sure would.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sure.
Hi, Lee.
Hi.
Are you muted? Hi. I think there's only 3 of us here.
Okay. It's a quiet group tonight then.
Lee Perkins. Lee, have I met you in the meetings yet?
I'm not, sir. I mean, I've been here at each of the meetings, so then yes, if you've been here all along, then yes.
Okay. I didn't make the last lunch, and lunch and learn. I couldn't make that. I was planning on it, but I couldn't do it.
Well, I've only been here on JJ's meetings, on the women's meetings. I haven't gone to the other REI meetings.
Okay, okay. Then I didn't recognize you, and I was wondering why.
No worries.
So are you an investor, or what area do you work in?
I work in the I've got properties in Cleveland, Burleson, and Southwest Fort Worth. I'm kind of a traditional buy and hold.
Oh, good. Okay. I just sold a home as an agent to a young man in Cleburne.
Oh yeah.
He was a fiddle player in my cowboy church in Palo Pinto.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you attend, or do you work in the church also, in addition to having your own horse operation?
I attend the church, and I actually signed up for the kids corral, which is quite a challenge at my age. It's a challenge, but it was fun. I did kids corral this last Sunday. I only have to do it once a month, so it's nice. You can contribute your time and work with the children, but
She made
an
it.
hour away. And so I'm kind of trying to be careful, because I'm trying to start my investments, and it's hard to do a real estate business, a new investment company, and get all your ducks in order. And I need a young millennial that'll help me put Google Drive, QuickBooks up and operational for my investing only.
Well, let's see. Isn't that who's the fairly new member that is into that?
Who is that?
Do you know who I'm talking about, JJ?
Is JJ on?
Yeah.
You mean whoever's helping Tim?
No,
Hi,
not
JJ.
Hi, Devin.
not Sarah. She's the blonde who has a man who's a partner, but she does accounting and bookkeeping and such.
Oh, that would be fabulous.
Oh.
Is it
Really?
Diane or something like Diane? You know who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about. I have to go back and look at my notes. I feel so
Yeah.
embarrassed. Yeah. Well, just be careful though, because I've been noticing, talking to people that, that are hiring millennials and Gen Zs to help with certain things, that people are getting taken advantage of.
Oh,
And
Really?
really frustrating to me, because I'm like, you don't need to do all that. Oh, no. This person said I need to do this, and I'm paying them good big money and I'm like, okay. But to do what Devin's talking about, I don't think so. But when it comes to like the SEO and the AI and all that stuff, people are taking advantage of people right and left. So, but yeah, I think to do the Google Sheets and the accounting and all that, you should be fine. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
When I remember who that is, I'll get her contact information for you.
Oh, that would be wonderful, JJ. Thank you.
Yeah. Wait. Let me take a note so I don't forget, because I'm a little.
Yeah, don't forget me.
Well, I'm out of sorts today. I'm supposed to, I normally do these from my Granbury office, and at the last minute, my husband's like, "Hey, by the way, this kid has this, and this kid has that, and I'm like, look, y'all. Oh, you can't see it, my thing's blurred. There's a huge wall calendar on the fridge with all things, and none of these things are on the calendar. Monday is so completely blank. Anyway, so I'm a little out of sorts, but yeah, let me put this down. So you're looking for.
Hey, JJ, it's Monday. It's Monday. Mondays are always like this. It's Monday. My Monday's been crazy.
Well, that's why I have the calendar, so Monday doesn't have to be like this with the family and all their schedules. But that's okay. We're here.
I appreciate that.
me again what all you're looking for, because I was so excited about the church conversation. I was like, oh, this is juicy. I love hearing about people doing service for the Lord and things like that. And
Yes, yes.
yeah.
I actually need somebody to come and help me clean up my computer a little bit. I have clients and properties on my computer 30 years back. I would like to, I need a new computer is what I'll be doing here shortly, but I don't want to transfer all this information, and they don't differentiate. When they say, do you want your information transferred over? I don't want them deciding what I don't want. So I
Right.
want to go in, and I do need to get on QuickBooks. I've put that off. I tried 20 years ago and I hated it. I'm more of an artist and a realtor than I am an accountant. So those types of things just drive me crazy, but I do need to pay attention and keep track of the receipts and the expenses for each investment so that I can make it easier on the CPA at the end of the year. And I don't just hand him a box of receipts. Yeah, it doesn't work. Well, that wasn't working at all.
Doesn't Tim recommend an app? Isn't there a new app that he's trying out? An app that you can scan your receipts or something like that?
Do you know Google Drive? Actually, there is an app that you can actually put the address of the house on your receipt and circle the date or whatever you have to do and take a picture of it, and then it goes to your accounts. It goes straight to your account.
Okay.
It's a blessing because you know how many receipts you end up with? It's crazy. Even if you keep them in an accordion file for the month or that property or whatever, there's a lot of ways of organizing, but it's much better to just get it done, digital, send it to the cloud or send it to the bank or send it wherever you need to your CPA and your records, and it's done. I heard about it, but I haven't installed it. I think it's a bank app, actually. It might be a new app for QuickBooks.
You can do receipts. It's not real good about putting the properties in there already, but QBO you can do that. You can just take a picture of your receipts and upload it and match that off and create expenses with that. It works real well.
And what,
ma'am?
Look at Devin, look at Lee's office. She looks like she's an accountant, if you ask me. Look to her right.
I see.
Marlo.
You're giving yourself away, Lee. You probably are an accountant and you're not admitting it.
You are correct. I am. That is my day job.
That's what I thought.
But she's not signing up for me yet.
But are you in a firm that's investor friendly?
I'm not in a firm. I'm in private industry. So,
okay.
Yeah. So I do financials I do the books and records here for the company, and I also do the books and records for my company as well. So it keeps me kind of busy.
Yes. You know, I did meet a young lady at my church who is a friend of one of the women that sings, and she is looking to move to the Santo area. She was referred to me by the fiddle player in the band, and she wants me to find her a home, but unfortunately she's got to move from Houston up here. She's bookkeeping for a contractor. She's very familiar with material costs and shipping and receipts, receivables, payables, which really intrigues me. I can't pay her full time right now, but she's good at that. They love her where she's working. She loves everybody she's working with. I told her, get a resume filled out, put all your duties that you've been doing on it. She's like 26, 24, and get a letter of recommendation from your current employer, because you're going to move a long distance away from Houston to Santo, and it would be a blessing to have something like that when you walk in for an interview and somebody sees what you're able to do, that your past employer had to give you up. They don't want to give her up, but she wants to move. She doesn't like Houston. So she's kind of
She doesn't have
intriguing.
a job already.
Yes, she's working right now. She
No,
just,
no, no. I mean, like she hasn't lined up one because you know how they say it's the
no,
easiest to find a job while you've already got one.
thank you. I told her that. And I said, you need to put a resume together and send it out to maybe contractors in the North Texas area, you know, anywhere between West DFW, Decatur, anywhere. And I'll help. So I said, I'll bring it to the attention of my REIA group because we're investors. I need personally a bookkeeper and somebody to keep track with some of this. And I've had assistants before, but I'm just reestablishing myself in Texas from 30 years in the industry in another state. And it's been a challenge. So I decided just to be my own best buyer. Okay,
Wow.
so I did advise her to do that, and hopefully she will. And I would say that anyone that's doing a lot of construction could probably utilize her services. If not part-time, I could take her part-time and maybe keep her busy. But I can't find her a property to purchase when she's gonna move jobs. And her property price range is between 150 and 160. And that doesn't buy you a whole lot.
Well, she really has to have that thing that commitment first before anybody's even going to lend to her, right?
Exactly.
But,
Exactly.
you know,
So I
I
told her
wonder
it's
why she couldn't.
premature.
Yeah, I wonder why she couldn't continue working for them and just work from her home up here, do the same job.
You know, I asked her that too, and she said they really need her in the office. They need her there. They all interrelate with her. She's taking receipts, she's filing, she's compiling, and she's accounting monthly. So she said, I asked if we could do that, but they said they really would like somebody in the office. So unfortunately, that wasn't working out. But I would love to help her. She's wonderful. She's really a delight to meet. So I think she's pretty sharp.
JJ, you didn't hear, but Devin said when she takes her computer off or puts it on video instead of blocking video, she's all black. Her face doesn't come on.
Yeah, it was odd. I went down to, I'm not muted, but if I start video, I don't get anything.
Yeah, I just blocked.
So I went ahead and stopped video, and then that prefab picture of us all comes up.
Oh, you know what? I don't even see that. Let me fix my settings.
Oh, you can't see that at all?
Well, because there's a setting that says you can not, it says hide non-video. Let me uncheck that. Now I can.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
Can you see me?
I can see you now.
I can't see me.
Oh,
and I look awful. I've been at my computer all day long, ladies.
Now, JJ, you mean you see her picture, right? Not her.
No, I don't see you. I don't see you in person, Devin. I just see the picture. I couldn't see it
Oh,
earlier.
well, you're probably lucky tonight. I don't know why. It's not seeming to work. There I am. I just started the video.
It's strange.
Isn't
but
that
I
odd?
had that happen before when my bandwidth was super low. So I don't know if that's the case here because I'm not seeing a little. Sometimes when the bandwidth is low, it'll show a little Wi-Fi symbol like to indicate that you have low bandwidth, but I don't see that here.
I don't see that here either, and I know I have like 6 windows open still.
Oh,
that might have some bearing.
I'd like to troubleshoot that with you because I have some ideas. I'd like to troubleshoot that with you when we're done.
Okay.
With the meeting. But what I did want to at least for the benefit of and first I want to ask: have any of you been able to access these videos online? Have y'all been able to see them, or have you tried to?
I haven't tried to.
Okay, because I know I tried to, and some things I could access and some things I couldn't. And
I
before I
agree
talked to Tim
with
about
that.
it, I wanted to make sure, was it just me or was I was it user error? The older I
Yeah.
get, it's user error, right?
I tried a couple times and then left and came back and could get in, and then I couldn't initially. So I don't know. I figured it was user error as well.
Well, I've definitely was enjoying listening to what Tim taught on last time. And the way that I wanted to structure the meetings going forward, because Tim and I were talking about it, because I didn't like the implication that there might be some competition between me and him as far as topics and things, and I want everything to be like it's really really in unity. And so unless we have somebody that's willing to share a particular month's topic, and I love it when we do, like that class with Robin was so awesome. I'd really like to have more people do that. But if people aren't doing that, then where I'd like to start our discussion is really kind of an accountability holding of what we learned from the last meeting. And so I did not get it together this time because I forgot how early Tim's reminders go out. And when I went in the system to add it, it had already sent. So it ought to send an auto reminder. So in the future, what I'll do is if we don't have a particular topic, I'll remind everybody that this is our topic and here's where you can go get the recording. As long as you are a member, you get access to the recording for 6 months. And so the cool part about that is I was able to go in and look at things, and I tried a lot of the things that were mentioned. There were a lot of really cool tools that were mentioned and things that I have been investing in real estate for a long time, but I didn't know of some of those things. Like I didn't know about Roddy's list, and you think I would because I started off in foreclosures, and then I didn't know about the oh, what was it? The list broker that they talked about. There was a list broker, and I went in and tried, and for my little county, everything was zeros. So Roddy's list was 0, and the list, like when I drilled down the list for my zip code, what I wanted, everything was 0. So I was like, well, I guess it didn't work for me in ERAF, but if I was to venture up north where there's more properties and more deals, then that would work. So I really would like to, as we go in, just kind of talk and just have everybody share what are some things that you've tried that have worked or not worked that you specifically got from the last meeting. So like things that you may not have thought to try before or things that you had not heard of. Now, I realize I forgot to remind everybody that that's what we were going to talk about today. So we may not be prepared to talk about that today, but we'll be prepared to talk about it next time. Is that fair enough?
Hey, JJ, which meeting are you referring to? Was that the meeting I was in last at the hotel? At the
At the hotel?
Renaissance? Okay.
Yes. And Tim
Okay.
talked about how to find deals, and he talked about probate, and he talked about,
Yes.
yes, that meeting.
Thank
I
you.
wasn't
That
there,
was
but I listened to the recording.
a great meeting.
Yeah. I
And
wish I'd have been here.
yeah, it was great. And Roddy's list, it's RODDYS. Is that how you spell that?
It's hold on. It's the number 4 closure.info. Let me actually just, I think I have it up on a screen here. Foreclosure.info. Let me see if that's it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. Roddy's foreclosure listing.
Okay.
And what is here? I'm sure it's going to sell you into their list. And this is I couldn't tell whose voice was on the recording because what I did was
My screen says a participant has enabled closed captioning.
Zoom quit unexpectedly. Can y'all see and hear me again?
I see you again.
Okay, yeah, it said Zoom quit. It's probably saying you got too many windows open, lady. Close some. I've got a ton of windows open because they're all my to-do list. And now
Yes.
Chrome got rid of the restore tabs feature. So if anybody else does that like I do, you cannot use that anymore without saving your tabs at the end of the night because Windows is trying to force me to go to Windows 11. And everybody I've talked to on Windows 11 is
Ah,
frustrated because it's all cloud-based. Lee, do you have Windows 11?
Nope, I'm still on 10.
Yeah,
And
and
change,
so
so I'm not looking forward to 11.
I'm not looking forward to changing, but I need another computer. But everybody's like, avoid it if you can. Not everybody, but the people that I've talked to,
mine wants to upgrade tonight. I
yeah,
told him 11 o'clock because it keeps popping on and I keep saying, no, I'm too busy. I have 7 screens open. You can't turn me off.
just be careful with that, because make sure you've got all your files backed up, because a friend of mine upgraded and didn't realize they were going to lose access to their files.
Oh,
Now there may be some user error in that, okay, because they're not real computer savvy. But it does also sound like with the shift to the cloud and the operating system does not like to store things on the computer anymore. Which, if you think about what the files are today, that kind of makes a lot of sense. But like, I got too much going on, and I live in rural Texas. Well, I mean, wait a second. I said that like y'all don't live in Texas.
exactly.
I'm out here with the cows and the dairies and the rodeos, and I'm like,
Me
sometimes
too.
we have that and sometimes we don't. So I'm not trying to be, so just be careful about that. Make sure you've got your stuff backed up. But this is Roddy's list. It's for the number 4. I don't know if y'all can see me highlighting this here. I'm
Foreclosure.info.
Yeah, foreclosure.info. And I'm like, man, I'm doing foreclosure, but my foreclosure advertisements, the way I was doing it,
Where'd you put it? Oh,
I put it in the chat. But if you see that, if you go to the video, you should be able to see this Roddy's list. The way I did foreclosures really was to go down to the courthouse every day and check for new foreclosure listings.
Oh
And
my gosh.
they did 30-day lates, 60-day lates, 90-day lates, and then the official foreclosure postings for the county that I lived in at that time. And so that they kind of spoiled us.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would put out bandit signs, but really I had enough deals just off of doing that. So if you don't have that access, this is the kind of thing that they were talking about, this Roddy's list here, to help you find distressed properties. And this one specifically for Texas. So if you go in here, let me just click on this for a second.
Texas pre-foreclosure.
Yeah, Texas pre-foreclosure, and you can pick the this is not the one I'm looking for. Oh, order now. Here we go. You can pick what you're looking for, and you can put in so for me, I put in Erath County. Now I already know Erath County has like 1 or 2 per month,
Where is Erath? I don't even see it.
You see it. See it the other day.
Oh, I see it down. Go down.
There we go.
Down. There you are.
But
Well,
look,
I'm in Parker County and I couldn't find any HUD foreclosures on my HUD foreclosure.
oh, let's take a look at Parker. But you can see it's only 1 property. So last week when I looked, it was 0. But here we go, Parker County. Let's look at Parker County. But you can also see where it says, hey, if you go to these neighboring counties,
Tarrant.
And what you do is you select what you want, and they give you every month or every so often they're sending you the stuff, and you add as many as you want to it. But for me, I was like, well, gee, okay, let's do Erath. Let's do what's to the north of us is it Palo Pinto? I forget.
Palo Pinto?
No, to the north of me, because it's is Parker, I think, or Tarrant. Weatherford.
Oh, Weatherford.
What's Weatherford and Granbury and all that?
Parker. And then there's
Parker.
Weiss. Yeah, Weiss County's Paradise and North.
Yeah. So if you look at that, like for me, it being in Erath, this may not be a good fit, but you never know till you try, right? And so for me, like I know for me, I wanted to challenge myself to take something and not just come to the meetings, but to literally take something, because I've invested in Louisiana, I've invested in Maryland, I've invested in Virginia, I've bought a house in Texas, I've rented out houses in Texas, but I have not invested in Texas, if that makes sense. Like I haven't done the tax deeds like I've done in other states. I haven't done you know, I haven't flipped anything like I've done in other
Mhm.
states. I haven't done any commercial here in Texas. And so for me, like that's part of why I was so nervous when Tim asked me to do this group. I was like, well, I don't think I'm the one who should be doing this group because everybody else has been involved in Texas for a lot longer than I was like, but he's like, yeah, but you teach people all over the country how to invest in real estate. So for me, something like this is probably not going to work for me because I don't really want to drive an hour to my properties.
I
I'm
agree.
here, okay? But
I
I'm
agree.
still like it's time to get moving. You know what they say, you know? You know, you gotta move. You gotta move. I was gonna say something was gonna be crass, and then I remembered it was being recorded. So then I decided I'm not gonna say it. But y'all know what I'm about to say.
Okay, so this is something that you do sign up for a month, 6 month, whatever, and then you're able to go to it daily and pull up the foreclosures that are on in your area.
You would have to look into it. I've not used it, so I don't know how often
Robbie's.
it sends you. I don't know if it's a
Robbie's.
daily drop, if it's a weekly drop, if it's an as it comes drop. But I know whoever was in the meeting that was talking about this was like, yeah, I got 3 deals off of it in the last month. So I was like, oh, well, that's something for my ears to perk up to. There was another thing. Where's that list? Do I still have that up here? Let's see if I type in list. Will it come up? List. No, let's try it this way. There's another one here. List.
Foreclosure list.
Do y'all remember the list that he was talking about?
I don't have my
List.
notes. You didn't send me that warning. I don't know where my
There
notes
was
are.
a list broker. There was a list broker, and I
Okay.
almost
I might have it here.
history. Let's see if I can find it. Starts with list. So you would think my computer can pull it for me. All right, so you guys are gonna see all my all my tags. Good thing I don't have any unsavory things in my history here.
Yeah. I don't think you'll have that.
I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. All right. Well, there was a list broker on there, and again, I went in there and looked at it, and from the properties, I couldn't quite tell how to do what it was that Tim was talking about. He was talking about how he likes to get people who have owned their property for 25 years or more
Yeah.
and 2 stories.
2 stories?
Yeah, I
Why?
thought it was because they're tired of they're older and tired of going up and down the stairs.
Oh, I've moved a lot of people because of the second story. Yes.
Okay, so let me ask y'all what y'all thought about from that. Well, first of all, were y'all able to attend? Okay, well then maybe that's not the best topic for today. I will send the warning next time. But Devin, you said you got a lot out of it. Is there anything else that you got out of that meeting that you might remember that I'm
Well, I
forgetting?
was trying to, now that you've warned me, I'm looking back at my notes, trying to find my notes on that meeting because it was a great meeting. I just might have to re-listen to it. You know, it was recorded, so that would be helpful to go back and kind of listen. But I take a lot of notes, so I can't recall everything, but there were so many different sources that he kind of reviewed that were very helpful. And I don't know that I wrote Roddy's foreclosure list. I do use one called HUDforeclosure.com. And I can't find too many of those in my immediate area of Springtown.
Is it
Do you
HUD
find-
foreclosures?
Yeah.
Yeah, HUDforeclosure.com. I do get a few and I pull them up and I review them. I have gone to see a few. By the time I get to them though,
Wait a
JJ,
second. Is any of these looking right? Are y'all seeing this?
I can't see it. I see you.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll see if we can find the right one here because these are all sponsored. So I'm worried that they're not like the right ones.
HUDforeclosure.com.
Yeah, I
Mm.
tried that and it didn't HUDforeclosure.com didn't return
up?
anything. Let me try foreclosures.
There was one that did say HUD.gov that I saw.
Yeah, that would be.
Let's go back. Yeah, so those look like sponsored. This one here is HUD.gov.
Okay.
Is that the one?
No, no, they
Okay.
actually pop up with properties pretty quickly. I could try it. I might lose you guys, but I can come back.
Let's
Has it
try.
single family HUD homes?
I found out recently that I didn't even know this, y'all. We have a section of town that has Section 8 or HUD housing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never seen this section of town. Like you have to literally go down the hill and back into the trees.
To
I
find
was
it.
like, oh, driving for dollars. All right. HUD home store.
Well, there was an article on there with disadvantages of buying a HUD home.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know what y'all's experience has been with that. In fact, I think if we have anybody who's good with HUD homes, we can do that because I had a property I tried to get into this system, and the inspector came in and she was like, "You need to take out these Formica countertops and put in." Now, look, this was 10 years ago. Okay, so granted, it wasn't the thing. Like you almost can't go get Formica now. But she was like, "You got to take out these Formica countertops. You need to put in granite, and you need to put in all stainless steel appliances." And I was like, lady, I am
What?
not putting more into this kitchen than I have in my own kitchen.
Right?
And she's like, if you want a quality resident, if you want a quality voucher resident, you're going to have to elevate this house. And I was like, you know what? I'll just stick with the regular W-2 process. I didn't tell her, but I was just like, they're easier to kick out anyway.
Yeah, yeah, truly. Well,
Now,
there are
those aren't,
some
but JJ, those
requirements.
aren't HUD homes.
No, what
Oh,
are
I'm
they?
sorry.
No, when you talk voucher, those
Yeah.
are those are landlords who are renting to voucher recipients, but they aren't HUD homes.
Oh,
Ah,
I thought when people said HUD homes, that was the new way of saying Section 8.
No.
Oh, oopsie. All right, let's
HUD,
talk about that.
well, HUD, is basically, think of it like the parent of FHA.
right.
So HUD
True.
does
That's true.
foreclose on any FHA loans that go back, and then they turn around and used to offer them for sale on the internet. But now they list them, I understand, with regular listing agents. And they don't have that many yet.
Investors are pushed out 30 days from after their offering. They go to regular people. I hate to say regular people first, and then
Owner occupants have the first 30 days to buy them, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, ladies, can we get one of y'all to come talk about this? Because I'm sure I'm not the only one who's made that mistake.
Yeah. I mean, it is an issue. There is a rule that you have to have them on the market for 30 days before an investor can swoop in and buy 4 of them in a row.
And it's a shame that all properties aren't like that, because the investors have been buying up all of the less expensive properties that the people are looking for who need affordable housing.
Right.
But
Yes.
Well, we need the business, but China shouldn't be allowed to.
that's all of us, ladies. Wait a minute.
Well, but see that's the thing though. Like for me, when I look at my neighborhoods that I have properties in, and I'm trying to sell off all my stuff on the East Coast so I can just stay here in Texas because I like to manage my own stuff and I don't like to manage out of state. I know you can hire property managers, but you have to manage the property managers too. And so, but one of the things that I'm looking at is, well, if I am trying to buy properties and I'm trying to put bread and butter people into these properties, but
Right.
folks from other states are coming in and they're buying them and renovating them and putting $2,000 and $3,000 price tags. I mean, people out here don't have that kind of money. And so, yes, you're going to be able to attract what they're doing is they're attracting a lot, because we have a college here. They're attracting all the college students who are putting in roommate situations. Well,
Mhm.
I don't want that in my properties. So it makes it even more difficult for the investors, and I do get concerned, y'all. I'm glad somebody brought it up. I do get concerned about the fact that China owns so much of our real estate. Not China, not the country of China. Let's not say it incorrectly, but people who are from another country
Yes.
own a lot of our real estate. That is concerning.
They're buying our ranches. They're buying our food. I know. Don't get me started. All right. That was me, Devin.
Well, you know what? I may have to have you come on and talk about on my podcast, because that's something that I'm concerned about. Like if they manufacture, okay, never mind. I'm going to stop, because this is not what I'm supposed to be.
Well,
But
I think
it's over. We have 15 minutes left. If anybody wants to stay on for a discussion of the insidiousness of Chinese tactics, I would love to, without divulging any of the work I did in the military. I would love to have a conversation.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we
now.
have 15 more minutes. So if you wanted to talk about the sources of information, do you have a list of them at all that you can kind of review with us, JJ? Because
Yeah,
I obviously didn't have Roddy's down.
I'm trying. You know what? I think now I probably listened to so many different ones. I may have merged two meetings in my head. So I had I was like, oh man, I forgot I could download these. Y'all, I've told y'all almost every single time we've had one of these that you can go in, it's one of your benefits. And if you're not already a member, we encourage you to be a member so you can download. And I had totally forgotten to go in, and there was stuff that I had been meaning to listen to and hadn't downloaded. So I've downloaded a bunch, but I'm trying to pull it up right now. Let me stop share for a second, because my computer is like, it says, "Oh, we're not happy." Go back. I've got too many tabs open, I guess.
Our computers are related.
I know. Well, it needs an update, and that's why I'm trying to get everything done before the update, because every time it updates, I can't find what I was working on. I can't find what's overdue, or I can't find what I promised, and it's locking up. So I'm not going to try that again. Let me see if I can go into a different way.
Yeah, it's not sharing your screen.
What's that?
It's not sharing.
No, I stopped it when it decided to stop working, and now nothing's working. So I hope y'all can still hear me. Let me go back and see if I can remember. So probate was one of those things. He was talking about getting, but you can't just rely on probate. He was talking about, oh man, there were so many. It was so much. I was like, this is great.
I know.
He always says at the meetings, I don't have time to talk to you about how to get these leads. Well, this time he talked about how to get the leads. And I was like, so good, but I was driving. I couldn't write it down. I remembered a couple of them. I remembered a couple of them, and I followed up. But yeah, it's not coming in. But
divorce. There's a program that I used when I was in California for picking up the most probable people that would list their home. Was the program follows, I can't remember the name of it right now, it's crazy, but Rebo Gateway will give you, and you have to sign up for it, but it'll give you recent filings for divorce, recent filings for death, recent filings for court assignment, for probate. So you can kind of find out what's going on in the neighborhood. So if you pull up a whole section of developments, in other words, and you scan all of those for any change in the family's lifestyle or life, then you have an ability to kind of target market your market material to them to say, are you interested in considering selling your home? I have a buyer. If you do, in case, I've written letters to homeowners, but if you have somebody that says, I have to live there for my child's school, find me a home within 2 miles of that school, or in that district. And so I really have to focus on that district. And sometimes you only have 1 or 2 listings. So you need to kind of search out who might be more likely to move in the near future that your buyer could purchase. That's Rebo Gateway is the name of it. It's pretty interesting.
Is that REO?
REBO Gateway.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. Now, do y'all think it would be interesting to have Tim or somebody come in and walk us through how they purchase a list?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Because
I mean,
I
our leads are so important.
well, and it's gonna sound so bad, but I haven't done it yet because I felt morally wrong about it. So I
Yeah.
haven't done it, but I thought to myself, if I was not as integrous, this would be a great way to get leads. So I volunteered with my friend the other day. She said, "Would you please ride Meals on Wheels with me because my son can't come with me this time?" And we started going to all these properties and all these people who are homebound and nobody ever visits them. And I mean, I honestly, in one hand, I felt like, wow, this is a ministry, being able to talk to folks and brighten their day and stuff. And then I was like, man, this would be a really good, I know this sounds horrible.
Okay.
This would
It
be a really good source
is.
of leads. And I was like, but I just can't I can't allow myself to do that. Cause I was like, you're supposed to be volunteering. But you know what, if I was Meals on Wheels, I would make people sign something that says you're not going to prey on our members once you find
Yeah.
out their situations, because I mean, we talked to
Yeah.
one gentleman, he had no heirs, he couldn't see. I mean, he's ripe for the plucking, and part of me's like, well, I don't want somebody else to scam him.
Well, JJ, the first thing you really kind of have to do is figure out that this poor guy probably, my mom got to the point where I had to come over and pay her bills because she couldn't see. She got macular degeneration. So I was protecting her from, I wasn't living with her and she wasn't living with me. She insisted on living alone, which is a lot of what these elderly people do. But the problem is they become unable to read their bills. So, and then they forget that their bills actually came and it's been 60 days instead of 30 days. And I didn't even go out and get my mail. And you have to help these people because if they have no heirs like me as a daughter or you as a niece or whatever, they actually lose their homes and get evicted before they even realize what's going on based on incompetence.
Yeah.
And so I actually think it's kind of a service to say to the ministry, if I, as an investor or a realtor, can assist these people in any way, getting, food is wonderful. Getting attention is another. Being emotionally supportive is one. But if they lose their house in the meantime, it doesn't help them. We have to consider, can we come in and actually provide a service whereby they are helped all the way around? If they need to find a property I have a woman next door. She's a hairdresser. Her husband was a fireman. He died a year and a half ago. I looked over at my neighbor and my girlfriend said, Devin, this is a fire hazard. So I said, you're right. I didn't think about this, but I saw her over the fence. I have 16 acres and she has 10. So I'm out in the rural there. I have cows and horses. And I talked to her over the fence and she had her hand in a cast. And I said, what happened? I had a surgery and I can't work. Well, her husband's gone. She can't mow. She doesn't have a lot of money. I called my landscaper, my mowers, and said, you guys are firemen. You need to help me help this lady. We need to get her property mowed. And then they cut trees away from their house so that they wouldn't be a fire hazard. We went over and moved the dog bed. I still have things I do for her. I call her, but I would not suggest she move, but she knows I'm a realtor. So she knows I haven't told her I'm an investor, but you know what? I'm watching her because she might fall down and not get up. You know, I mean, there's people that actually have those issues. So I'm off my bandwagon, but I think that I know you were feeling guilty, but you should
I was,
actually put another head on it and go, how can I help these people? How, as
yeah,
an
yeah, yeah.
investor, can I help them? Can I suggest ways in which they can get things done? Do these
I
people
like
go
that. I
in
like that.
Meals on Wheels? Do they go in and help them with anything but food?
No, it's
No,
just
it's just food and then phone calls. And then they're trying our local, now this is the local program, our local Meals on Wheels, they're trying to get people to volunteer to sit with folks. And so for with the
Yeah,
American Legion, I do that for our veterans. I visit the veterans in our nursing homes. And
excellent.
it's just a give back, and I'm a big fan of giving back. The bigger you get,
Good.
wealth and abundance and all that, it's important to give back,
Yes,
stay grounded. But yeah, the local Meals on Wheels, like people are so lonely. And so
they
I'm not a
are.
person that's going to say, hey, if this turns into a strategic profitable thing later on, great. But I hesitate in a forum like this. Like we've been online together for a couple times. So I feel like, and most of us have been in the same meeting at the same time a couple times throughout the years. So I
Hmm.
feel like I can have that conversation with y'all. But there's other real estate groups that I've been in where if you make a comment like that, everybody's going to go volunteer and basically take advantage of people. And so we just want, that's one of the things that I like about this group is most of us carry ourselves with integrity. And
If
so
you
I'm all about,
feel if you're faith-based, you want to
mm,
be a win-win. It has to
yep,
be a
yep,
win-win.
has to be.
Yeah. You have to be doing a service for yourself and for them, but you need to be of service if they need you. Somehow you have to help them because my mom could have lost her house if I wasn't around. She couldn't
Hmm.
see her bills and she forgot when they came in. She'd go out and get the bills, but she couldn't read them. So
I think
horrible.
it's wonderful that your mom even allowed you in, because when my father died, his house was the lawyer had saved him from bankruptcy, but his house was only worth about $35,000, and he had a mortgage on it for like 95,000. So the lawyer had rolled all of his debts and everything that he was facing bankruptcy, and it rolled it all into a new mortgage. And great, you saved it and you kept my dad in the house, but now some investor, not even his daughter investor, has that house because we couldn't do anything with it. We were all from out of
Yeah.
state, and PA wouldn't let us take
Oh,
ownership of it because we were out of state without paying some very high estate fees. And it was like, you want us to pay almost what the house is worth to establish an estate? Like, it's not worth it. But
no. And
a
you know
lot,
why that's another reason for trust to be established. A trust is so important. And I have to share with you ladies, I belong to a women's group that's very faith-based. And it's
mhm,
called REIN. And I don't know if you've heard about it, JJ, but it's Women Real Estate Investment Network.
mm.
Thousands of women in the country. You have to pay to join a mentoring, but they're phenomenally um, faith-based and a win-win. So their whole concept of doing the investing is making money and becoming being financially independent as a woman.
I love
So
it. I love it.
they're grabbing women up that have 3 kids, their husband died, their husband left them, and they're saying, hey, you can be financially independent. You just need to learn. I,
Absolutely.
I love that.
And that's for me what real estate does. Real
We have to
estate,
support each
us
other.
the frequent the ability to craft a life that we can escape toxicity, we can craft a good life for us and our children, we can be there for our
Hmm.
families, we can take care of our health, we can do all of those things with the umbrella of the income, and I would say the confidence that real
Confidence and
estate brings.
independence. Yes.
You know, like you can't hold money over my head. I don't know if y'all have seen my it's not a TED talk, but it was for Women's Day last year. It's kind of gone around about how like 70 something percent of women who are in abusive marriages or
Mhm.
relationships go back because of money. And
Right.
we want to be able to stand on our own 2 feet. If we want our sisters to be able to stand on their own 2 feet, it's important that they have their own streams of income. And real estate is the fastest, most ethical way I've ever seen to do that. And that's why,
Exactly.
like, when we talk about people coming in from other countries or other places, and they're raising all the prices, and now the lower income people or the middle class can't afford to buy a house, that's a problem for me in my community, because it's going to set that community up to morph into a lower a rental situation rather than a homeowner situation,
Yes.
and degrades the quality of the community. So it's a win-win-win when we help other women win.
Woo, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you totally, JJ.
Lee, well, I know me and Devin have just been chitter chatting and just
I
having a good old
know.
time. Do you have anything
We'll
that you
shut
want
up.
to add?
No,
Because
it's
right now, what
okay.
I'm doing, if you notice, I'm looking at my phone. I'm trying to use my phone to pull up Tim's website so I can talk about what our next meeting Saturday is going to be.
No, you're just fine. I'm just listening. It's all good, girl.
Yeah, I'm excited. I actually should be, unless my husband springs another thing on me that I wasn't expecting. And it's just like, well, of course you're going to take care. No, he's going to have to miss some stuff.
You're amazing. I don't have children in the house anymore. So I literally have horses to take care of, cattle, a husband, and a Jack Russell puppy, and a real estate business. So I'm not driving kids to recital and football and basketball and their friend's house. I mean, I don't know how you do it.
I don't know. Well, today I was rude to somebody because she wanted to rub it in my face. She lives in the super swanky area, and she wanted to, be all the tour and everything. And I thought, you made me park in front instead of going around back. I know you're not my friend. I'm dropping this food off, and I have ladies to go facilitate with. And she's like, well, if you want to stay, I'm like, I'm teaching. I'm teaching. I don't think it got through to them. But anyway, next week,
Yes.
Saturday, the 2nd of September, y'all, we're going to be talking about screening questions when interviewing property managers. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, my track record with property managers has been hit or miss. I've got one property manager that I work with in a with my property that's in Riot Ground Zero in Baltimore City. So you cannot leave those properties unattended because meth heads will set up, and it's just a real rough neighborhood. And so I have a property manager for that. All my other stuff, even the outer state stuff, I manage myself. And but when I had property managers, thinking I was going to be a passive investor and the money was just going to come in, it didn't that way. Now, I've had property managers steal off with my rents. I've had property managers get in collusion with the tenants. I've just had a mess. So I'm actually really looking forward to this one. And when we come back, whether you use a property manager or not, that next Monday, I would like to start off the conversation talking about this concept of asking the property managers screening questions and how we can apply that to our business, or if we're not using property managers or want to in our business, how can we apply that to other areas of our business? All right.
Thank you. That's excellent. And JJ, I've got a couple projects that I'm working on that are close by. I actually am just beginning in the investment portion of real estate, and I've been doing real estate for 32 years. So I've invested, fixed a home, lived in it, and sold it for profit. But I've never been the principal in most of my investing. I've been just for my primary. So I'm very interested, and I run into things all the time I'm not sure I want to take on. I'd love to review them with you at some point. This is wonderful. I like the women that we had more last time. Everybody might be busy. Who knows?
Well, we had 10 registered, and before my computer conked, if y'all noticed I was on my computer, I was trying to go in and invite people in, and then it just wasn't working. So I'm going to try and change the way it is, because right now you have to register, because people can register to attend the meeting that are not members of West DFW REI. And so we wanted to be able to capture their information through the Zoom. I wanted to make sure I had it so I could follow up. And so
should I invite?
Please invite ladies to join us. And for now, the meetings are free. In the near future, whenever we get a real good group going, Tim's
Mhm.
probably going to switch this to, you have to be a member to join or pay for as you go. But right
Okay.
now it's free for the asking. But I feel like maybe the register on one page, then you got to go register in Zoom. I think that might be turning off new people, because once you register, you're always in. But I'm going to go back in and play with that. So there may be a different link next time. I'm not 100% sure yet that that's an issue, but I've got to talk to these other 10 people, because some of them are people that registered last time and also didn't show up. And so, if more and
Oh,
more people are registering, we want to get them in the meeting,
yeah. Yeah.
um, I don't want to have any barriers to learning.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm excited,
We're
y'all.
all challenged.
I love this group. I love the fact that we're all willing to share, what's working, what's not working. And I'm looking forward to seeing, I hope I get to see some of y'all Saturday. It's
Where are we going to be Saturday?
it's at the same hotel. Let me
Okay.
see.
Renaissance?
Same, mm,
Addison?
Country Inn or something like that.
Is it a country inn?
I
I
need to
don't
go.
know.
It's
I'm not on my website.
Hold on. Let me
What is
see.
it, Lee? He's
Country
looking
Inns and Suites by Radisson,
at
2730 South Cherry Lane.
so it's September the 2nd
Yes, that's
at
this Saturday.
11:30. 11:30.
No, at
8:30.
8:30, 8:30 to 11.
8:30 to 11. Thank you.
Make sure I'm registered.
Radisson
I am registered. Good.
West. I didn't. I can register. I will.
Okay.
And it's 2:11, right?
What's 2:11?
It's 8:30 to 11:30.
Oh, 8:30 to 11:30. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
gotcha.
think 8:30 is like the overview and networking time and stuff like that. But then it's almost like if you don't show up on time for that part, you may not get a seat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was pretty busy.
Wonderful, ladies. I'm going to go ahead and close out the official portion of our meeting. Thank you all for being here, and hope to see you all next. Our next meeting is September the 25th, and that will be we will be talking about these questions of property managers. We'll be talking about the role of property managers, and I'm going to ask some people to share their stories about dealing with property managers. So that's
Excellent.
all right.
You got it. Thanks, JJ. Thanks, everybody. Good to meet you, Lee.
Good to meet you as well. Take care, guys. See you next
All
time.
right. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Thomas.